they sing down the highway and travel each bend in the road. People who meet in this romantic setting are so hypnotized by the lovely evening summer breeze. Warbling of the meadowlark, moonlight in Vermont, telegraph cables, they sing down the highway and travel each bend in the road. People who meet in this romantic setting are so hypnotized by the evening summer breeze. The warbling of the meadowlark, moonlight in Vermont, snowlight in Vermont, moonlight in Vermont.
All right, we are starting now.
There we are. Good morning, everybody. For those who don't know who I am, I'm Reverend Deanne Morency. I'm the associate minister here, and who is acting as PA. And I know it's not actually Hanukkah, but we are going to light these candles because we are in the season of light. So we're just going to allow these. Maybe we are. There we are. So we are actually in our season of Advent as I light the Hanukkah candles. Don't you love Unity San Francisco? We're in the season of Advent, and we have been in love. Haven't we all been in love? And we are now stepping into joy. That is the Advent week that we're stepping into is joy. And it is my joy to be here with all of you on this beautiful, beautiful day.
Beautiful, chilly, brisk, cold.
We're actually getting a sense that we're on the Northeast, right, today here in Sanctuary. So if you're new to Unity, first off, welcome to everyone who's watching us on Livestream. We're so glad to have you with us. We are a community that is anchored in love, right? The love
Absolutely.
that we have been holding for this entire week is the love that we say. It's funny, somebody said to me last week, oh, you were talking on love. That must have just been a piece of cake for you because Unity just talks about love all the time, and we do. because it is the foundational understanding of who we are. It is who we're here to be. It is how we are called to show up. And we're not just talking about the emotion of love, though we love the emotion of love. We're talking about love that is the most constructive, powerful force of good in the universe, right? That is in your cells, that is the very essence of your being. And as we have grown through Advent from faith to peace to love, we are now ready to step in to our joy.
Joy.
Are you feeling joyful, Shantaria?
I'm feeling incredibly joyful.
You look it. You absolutely look it. So we have a lot going on here today, but we always start our service with prayer. And so, and with music. So that's what we're going to step into right now. So I'm going to invite Cleo to come back up on platform. And we're going to step into our opening prayer. So, Shantaria, we'll see you in a little bit. And we're going to do things a little differently today. We're going to start with the opening prayer, and then we have a gift that is coming in terms of Cleo's sharing with us with her. So let's take a breath together, shall we? And how good it is to take this moment during this season of Advent, the coming, the realization of our true nature and our true name. The birthing of the Christ that we already are. It is the revelation of our Christ nature that we are saying yes to during this season. And this week is all about joy. The joy that is arising within each of us, always available and accessible. So we breathe into that space, that place, that is the place where we are birthing something new. Who are you called to be? What is the divine self that you are that is being invited to show up so powerfully, so magnificently, knowing that we have everything we need and more as we say yes to allowing the Christ that we are. Cleo?
I'll never have the power to control the land or conquer half the world or claim the sun. I'll never be the kind who simply waves her hand and has a million people do the things I wish I'd done. But in the eyes of heaven, my place is assured. I carry with me heaven's grand design. Gloria, Gloria, I will sing the name of the Lord, and it will make me shine. And I will be like Mother Mary with a blessing in my soul. And I will give the world my eyes so they can see. And I will be like Mother Mary with a blessing in my soul. And the future of the world inside of me. place is assured. I carry with me heaven's grand design. Gloria, Gloria, I will sing the name of the Lord, and it will make me shine. And I will be like Mother Mary, with a blessing in my soul. And I will give the world my eyes so they can see. And I will be like Mother Mary, with a blessing in my soul. And the future of the world inside of me. And I will be like Mother Mary, with the power in my veins to believe in all the things I've yet to be. And I will be like Mother Mary, and I'll rise despite the pain. For the future of the world. For the future of the world inside of me.
Can we say, and so it is? Thank you, Cleo. Oh, so now it is, if there is something that's on your heart, if something got stirred up during that beautiful song, if there's something that you would like support in being revealed, the future that is inside of you, if you would like the prayer chaplains to hold that with you, you can absolutely see them for prayer. They were encircling us during that song, anchoring consciousness. There's a place for you to fill out a prayer request right over there by the prayer chaplain corner. You can also see a prayer chaplain immediately after service. If you're watching online, you absolutely can click on the submit a prayer request, and it will be held. Anything that you would like held in that field of love and joy, the prayer chaplains are thrilled to be able to be of service in that way. So I'm going to invite everyone now to pull out their programs. If you don't have one, raise your hand, and someone will come around and bring one to you. And I'm going to invite you to tear off your spiritual connection card. If you raise your hand, they're coming around. So tear off that spiritual connection card right now. We're going to fill out the front of it first, and we're going to come back to the back of it later on in service. Please fill out your name, your address. If you are a first-time attendee, welcome. Let us know how you found out about us. If you are filling it out online, there's a button that you can click. And if you are a first-time guest, we do have a gift for you. And that goes for those of you who are online. So you can reach out to us. We'll send it to you by email or by snail mail. And we also have gifts in the foyer as you're exiting the sanctuary. We are going to come back to it, as I said, the back of it at the end of service. When you're at the end of service, you can put these in the offering basket when it comes around. So what I would love for everyone to do right now, we're about to step into our first community song. And we are going to be singing O Hanukkah, because that is how we roll here, right? Now, Hanukkah is the celebration. It is the rededication of the temple. So you are the temple, and the feeling is that we are rededicating ourselves to truth, rededicating ourselves to love. And what we're rededicating ourselves today is to joy. So we're going to invite everyone to stand as you're willing and able, and at some point, we're going to invite you to do the hora. So if you could just make sure that anything in the aisles is clear. The way we're going to circle around the sanctuary is we're going to come down this side aisle and come around, okay? See where all that stuff is on that side? We're not going down that aisle, all right? So, choir, oh Hanukkah, oh Hanukkah.
Oh Hanukkah, let's light the menorah. Let's have a party, we'll all dance the hora. Gather round the table, we'll give you a treat. Savillanim to play with and latkes to eat. And while we are playing, the candles are burning low. One for each night, they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. One for each night, they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. Oh Hanukkah, let's light the menorah. Let's have a party, we'll all dance the hora. Gather round the table, we'll give you a treat. Savillanim to play with and latkes to eat. And while we are playing, the candles are burning low. One for each night, they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. One for each night, they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago.
All right, everybody, time to do the hora.
The menorah, let's have a party, we'll all dance the hora. Gather round the table, we'll give you a treat. Savillanim to play with and latkes to eat. While we are playing, candles are burning low. One for each night, they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. One for each night, they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. Hanukkah, oh Hanukkah, come light the menorah. Let's have a party, we'll all dance the hora. Gather round the table, we'll give you a treat. Savillanim to play with and latkes to eat. While we are playing, candles are burning low. One for each night, they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. One for each night, they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. Light the menorah, all dance the hora. Hanukkah, oh Hanukkah, come light the menorah. Let's have a party, we'll all dance the hora. Gather round the table, we'll give you a treat. Savillanim to play with and latkes to eat. While we are playing, the candles are burning low. One for each night, they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. One for each night, they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. One for each night, they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago.
Welcome, everyone. I invite you now and to greet everybody in our Zoom room and everyone in the room with a wave or a handshake or a shalom. Hi, Mark. Hi, everybody. Oh, my God, Katie. Woo! Mwah. Katie Birchie's in the Zoom room. Is that your she room? You're in that's your piano? Fabulous. Hey. Cool. So thanks, everybody, for being here. Say hi. Woohoo! All right. I'm going to kick this back to Deanne on platform and let Deanne take it away.
Woo! Well, if nothing else here at Unity San Francisco, we are capable of having the exuberance that we just experienced of the joy of the hora, and we're also capable of centering and dropping in. So it is the season of Advent, and we are going to be lighting our next candle, the candle for joy, which we just got to experience in the room. We have an Advent reading, which David is going to read for us.
Welcome, everybody. That was so much fun. Lots of fun. That's what Unity San Francisco is about. So it is my honor to read today about joy, written by our very own Reverend Deanne. So excited about that. Joy is contagious. This time of year, it swirls around us, palpable on the streets as we walk past twinkling lights and colorful decorations. We can smell it in cookies baking and homemade eggnog nogging in the fridge. It bursts forth from carolers and the holiday music playing all around us. It is reflected in the eyes of children eagerly awaiting their gifts. It is equally present in those quiet moments in front of the fire. At Christmas, we celebrate the true light, which enlightens everyone. That true light is in each of us right now. As the days shorten and the darkness lengthens, we are invited to stand in the light of our divine awareness to awaken our Christ nature. This is our great work, to shine our divine light and share our joy every day, all year round. To be that light even when we, or those around us, may feel alone. Don't smell any cookies, or see lights, or hear carolers. The reminder of this holiday season is to celebrate the divinity that we are and joyously share our light with the world. So now we're going to light our Advent candle. Okay, so now I'm going to say today's affirmation first. I can show it on the screen. Today and every day, I share my true light with the world. Let's do it together. Today and every day, I share my true light with the world. Thank you so much.
Oh, holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of our dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till he appears and the soul felt its worth. A thrill of hope, the weary world rejoices, or yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. Fall on your knees, oh, hear the angels' voices, oh, night divine, oh, night when Christ was born. Oh, night divine, oh, night divine. Oh, holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is a night of our dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world in fear and error pining, till he appeared and the soul felt its worth. A thrill of hope, the weary world rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. Rise from your knees, oh, hear the angel voices, oh, night divine, oh, night when Christ was born. Oh, night divine, oh, night when Christ was born. Oh, truly we're taught to love one another. The law is love, and the gospel, it is peace. Hey, chains shall be broken, 'cause we're honoring each other, and in love's name all oppression will cease. Sweet hymns of joy in grateful chorus raise we, let all
Here's Misa Malone and our incredible band. Let's go home. Wow. Morning Divine. Thank you, Misa. We played with it and played with the lyrics and shifted it subtly and importantly, and then Misa performed it divinely. And that's what we all get to do in this season, because we're all taught what Christmas is about, what the holiday's about, Hanukkah is about, what the season of love and light is supposed to be, and then we have an experience in the world and it gets locked into a form that our grandfathers and our grandmothers and all of our ancestors handed down to us. But how do we make this experience of love, of joy, of peace, of faith real in our lives, real and practical and experienced on a daily, weekly, monthly, hourly, and minute by minute basis? Because it's all just a song. It's all just a Christmas carol. It's all just a greeting card unless we are actually taking the steps, doing the work necessary in being the Christ presence in the world. Because that's what the world needs. And let me be really clear, as I said a couple weeks ago too, Christ is not a person. His name was not Jesus Christ. It was Jesus of Nazareth. And he walked the earth as a human being, just like you and me, and he demonstrated something that blew people's minds. What he demonstrated was love. He was the walking demonstration of the power that exists within each and every one of us, and that there is no need to pretend that it is only in some people, because it does us no good to pretend that God does not exist within us and as us. And we demonstrate it in a daily, weekly, and monthly basis. Right? That's what this season is. Not to be pleading and begging and saying, oh, I'm just a miserable sinner, but to say, I am the living expression of God itself. I am here to know that truth and to share it. And it is really, really easy to do in here with all of you. And it is not so easy to accomplish when we face the people on the corner, the neighbors who complain to us, the relatives who needle us and push our buttons because they installed the buttons. Right? Yeah. Those moments when we get to be the presence of love and light are really, really what this season is about. Really what we've come here to be. In our core values of Unity San Francisco, we have a core value of joy. And joy is our true nature. What you just experienced listening to that song, what you just experienced dancing the horror, what you just experienced in the enthusiasm, the euphoria of that moment, is who you really are. You can see it in little kids where they just giggle over something silly, right? You see the joy in their very being, laughing at a silly face. And then somehow, we forget and we take ourselves so seriously and so self-important that we don't laugh anymore. Or the pain of life, the pain of physical separation from people, the pain of our own mental struggles, of being here on this planet, makes us weary and takes that away. But as our core value says, is joy is our true nature. It is what we bring to the celebration of life, independent, irregardless, not dependent on circumstance. Right? Not dependent on circumstance. How many of you have experienced laughter through tears? Right? Anyone not? It's so important to understand that joy can be part of our lives even without the trappings of the world doing what we think it should, because it won't. It never has. It never will. Cleo sang it here at the beginning. And it's a little bit of a struggle for a Unity person to understand. But her lyrics were, I've never been the kind who could control the land. And we're taught in Unity will affirm, and the waters will part, the mountain will move, get up and right? But we cannot stop earthquakes from happening by positive thought. We can't. We can react with love, react with compassion, react with helping our neighbors, react by changing the code so people suffer. Those are the actions we can take in what we can't control. But this season reminds us that there is something larger going on than the physical world we inhabit. As Teilhard de Chardin said, we are not we're not human beings having a spiritual experience. We're not. We're spiritual beings having a human experience. Your true nature is that part of you that lit up as a little baby, the part of you that lit up at some part of the service this morning, that part of you that smiles deeply when you remember your Nana, when you remember that dear friend you've lost, when you remember the truth of who you are. This is what we're called to do this holiday season. You know, the Gospels and a lot of Christmas carols tell us this story, but as we also know, the Gospels are a tale, a fable that tell a larger truth. In Unity, we don't believe that they're historical, because if you read them carefully, they don't agree, right? In one story, Jesus is born in Bethlehem because that's where his parents lived. In another story, they traveled to Bethlehem because of a census. Well, both stories can't be true, but they can be spiritually true. They tell the story of someone who fulfilled the ultimate destiny that you and I are here to fulfill. Our true Christ nature. Once again, Christ meaning a consciousness, a level of understanding, of being. And when our Christ consciousness is born again, reunited, when we let go of, well, I lost this, I lost that job, that person didn't treat me well, that didn't happen, I have this diagnosis. And choose in the midst of those circumstances to shift our perception to wholeness, to love, and to peace, to faith, then we are exhibiting our true Christ nature. Imagine with me for a second. Imagine that everyone you interact with today did that. Lifted themselves to the highest and best they could be. And even if someone said something horrible to you, you'd had the presence of mind to ask them, what do you mean by that? How can I understand that differently? What do you need? Because the slings and arrows of anger, resentment, pain may come at you and they frequently will. But what you can do, what I can do, is not sling them back. Because that will make all the difference in the world. In the ritual of this wreath, we have had a lot of metaphor and allegory, just like the Gospels. We started 4 weeks ago with an absolutely barren grapevine wreath. Not a hint of life or joy in it. And slowly, over the last 4 weeks, it's exploded into this, this gay Christmas. Yes. I was a florist in a past life, so this is my little Christmas treat. So that kind of expression of abundance, of joy, of happiness is reserved at some times of the year when we put up all the festive lights. When I was a kid, I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, we used to look down our noses at the people who kept their Christmas lights up in February. Right? And now I'm like, why the hell are we not having Christmas lights up in February? And when I moved to New York, there was a restaurant, and there still is, I think, in Central Park called Tavern on the Green. And every winter, they covered the giant trees in the park around it with these little twinkle lights like this. And it was magnificent. And they didn't do it just for the holidays. They kept them up all winter. And it was just year or winter-long joy in Central Park. And that's the kind of energy we can bring, not just in this season, but to the expression of life. To the expression of life. Because as Miso just sang for us too, truly we're taught to love one another. The only law is love. It's love. And the Gospels are teaching us to be at peace, knowing that God is at work. Right? We lit the candle for faith first. Faith. For that, despite the circumstances, despite what's going on in the world with COVID, with our politics, with wars, with famines, with wildfires, with floods, with tornadoes, despite all of that, I cannot control the land. But I can control me. I know that the divine, the energy of the divine, which isn't something sitting up there acting or not acting, the divine is right here, in us, as us, among us, between us. One of the literal translations of the scripture, depending on the gospel you're reading and depending on the Greek translation of the world, is that the kingdom of heaven is amongst us, is between us. And because Koine Greek, which it is written in, only has 70,000 words, not like English, it just depends on the translator whether you're going to say the kingdom of heaven is between us. Meaning that how we interact with each other creates heaven. How we treat each other creates heaven on earth. And when we can shift from that understanding of an external heaven to one that we create right here and right now by how we behave, Christ is born. Peace is born. Love reigns. Love is the law. And that is worth all of it. All of it. Again in Cleo's song, you hold the future of the world inside of you. When you let your Christ light shine, regardless of circumstance, not dependent on who is doing anything. When you let your Christ light shine, when you are the presence of joy, of peace, of comfort, of love, then Christ is born. Christ is here. Christ is alive. What good is it that Jesus walked the earth 2,000 years ago if we do not have the exact same access to all the miracles that he did? Miracles are everyday occurrences. They are a shift from fear to love. A shift in consciousness from weakness and vulnerability or pain to wholeness, to love, to Christ. Now, whatever the word you want to use, who you truly are, is more powerful than any circumstance and anything of this world. For you are eternal. You existed before this body. You will exist after it. And your loving, your presence changes everything. You are truly whole. You are truly divine. So let's take that to our time of meditation. I'm going to invite our music team up. And again, it's an opportunity to hear this classic Christmas song from a new perspective. This is not about something that happened 2,000 years ago. This is about what's happening in you right now, right this moment.
Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin, mother and child, holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. Silent night, holy night, shepherds quake at the sight, glory stream from heaven afar, heavenly hosts sing hallelujah. Christ the Savior is born. Christ the Savior is born.
Holy infant. You are the holy infant. See that little babe inside you. That perfect, pure being, nestled and cradled. If that's not your experience of yourself, let's create a new one. For it's how I see you. That holy infant, so precious, so filled with light that you're bursting into this life, the circumstance of this world. It's here to make it different. So right now, in this silence, in this place of peace and harmony? What is it that you want to let go of? What is it that you can stop holding so tightly and just gently be? Be comfortable where you are. Celebrate the moment, the love gathered around you, the love supporting you, comforting you, holding you. For in this moment, in this breath, we have all that we need. And when our Christ child steps up, miracles abound. When our Christ nature is shown to the world shifts. And people sing, glory, glory. I sing the name of the law, of love, of life, of peace, of hope. Imagine for this moment walking through life, walking into your life as the Christ. See it, feel it, be it, be light in the silence. In every moment, we can know that those cries are cries for love. Whether it's a cry from our own heart or words spoken from someone else, we get to choose how to respond. Imagine every moment of your life bringing that presence to it. No matter what the circumstance, you bring the love. You bring the hope. You bring the light and the peace. Right here and right now. As the choir takes us out, imagine your life. Lived as the Christ.
Son of God, love's pure light, radiant beams from thy holy
From your holy face.
with the dawn of redeeming grace. Jesus, Lord, at thy birth.
And each and every one of us
Jesus, Lord, at thy
be the light. Be the radiant beam the world so needs. With love and affection. Namaste.
Thank you, Reverend Ken. Hi, everyone. I'm back up here, so bear with me. Now it's time for our spiritual practices. You can locate them on the back of your connection card, as Reverend Deanne mentioned earlier. And if you're online, please click the button so that you can also access your spiritual connection, your spiritual practices. We encourage you to practice these throughout the week, and/or write your own in and practice those throughout the week, or enlist the help of a prayer chaplain to help affirm your spiritual practices for the week with you. So the first one is notice, and you're going to see there's a theme here. Notice where I am resistant to life's events, preventing in. Did I miss something? Preventing the joy from coming in. Bring joy to the celebration of life to experience more joy. Miracles every day to experience more joy. And be the Christ presence to be more joyful. Now it's time for our giving and receiving. And if you're online, you will see that there's a button to provide your offering. And you can also text Unity San Francisco at 44321. And if you're in the sanctuary here, you have a little envelope in the chair, in the front of you, behind the chair there. And you can place your offering there. Baskets will be passed, and you can put your connection card as well as your offering in the basket. And I will like to bring up Frank to talk about why we give.
Thank you so much, Shantaria. It's really wonderful to be here today. I didn't think that I could go higher than the party last Sunday at Ken's and JD put on, and today I just got such a lift from the singing and our musicians and Ken's sermon and Deanne being here, and I'm just so grateful to be a part of this community. And I have to remember back that I spent a year before I found Unity literally church shopping and just not finding that right place. And today, everything just sank for me why I come here every Sunday, and I just have so much gratitude. And I've been asked to talk a little bit about why I give today, and the simple reason is I'm fed here on so many levels. I have community. I am constantly being challenged with new knowledge and education about spirituality and personal growth, and it's priceless, really. And we have two ways of giving here. We have giving for our operational costs, and I do that very willingly because, again, I get so much back on so many levels. But we have another way of giving, and that's our capital campaign. And things like the stained glass windows being redone, our beautiful new light fixture, the painting of the outside of the building, and many other improvements that are going to be coming in the pipeline are coming out of that capital campaign. The money that goes into that is not going into our operational expenses. But one of the things that happened for me today when I was approaching the building, and it's just so gorgeous with the new paint job and the beautiful gold on the trim, and I had this vision of the sidewalk and what that could look like with our paving stone campaign. The sidewalk completely covered with custom paving stones that all of you chose to purchase and customize to remembering a loved one or your favorite affirmation. There's all kinds of ways that you can personalize them. And the thing that's great about it, there's 3 levels, $125, $250, and $500. It's conceivable that, a lot of us can buy more than one. And for myself, I've bought 2. One has memorialized some friends that passed away from AIDS in the 80s. And it was really a special way to be able to remember them that I hadn't really been able to do before. And my second stone goes to my parents. And now I'm thinking, I think I want a third stone that really is maybe one of my favorite unity expressions, to bring something into the present too. So today, I just hope you really will think about that. There's a lot of organizations that are asking you to give at this time of the year. And for me, I get those in the mail almost every day, but I really want to give back to where I'm truly being fed. And I just ask that you consider doing that. I'll be downstairs after. Susan, another board member, can help you with that. There are forms down there. You can sign up online. And I just hope that you'll consider it. So thanks a lot. Yeah, absolutely. We have our affirmation now, which I'm going to say once, and then I will let you guys do it. I give with abundant love and joy. As I give, I receive. And now you.
I give with abundant love and joy. As I give, I receive. And so it is.
Thank you so much, Frank. So we have a lot going on here at Unity San Francisco. The baskets are going to start going around, whoever's doing that. Please make that happen. So the baskets are going to start coming around. And you can put your connection card as well as your offering in the baskets as they circulate. So please come and join us live on Sunday mornings, either through Livestream or here in person. This coming Sunday, though, don't come in person. Right, on the 26th, because we will not be here on the 26th. We are rebroadcasting this service. So if this service was awesome and amazing, guess what? You get to watch it again on the 26th, okay? Shantaria, what else do we have going on?
We've got a year of abundance, of course.
Of course we do.
So this is a class that is an immersive journey with Reverend Ken, beginning January 26th, and I hope that you're signed up. I'm signed up. I cannot tell you I can, and maybe I will one day.
Well, this is the master's class, right?
Yes.
Changed your life, right?
Changed, that's an understatement.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't recognize my life right now.
Yeah.
I encourage you all to participate. It is life-changing indeed.
Yeah. So if you aren't a master's student for the Year of Abundance, can we have the next slide? Oh, before we get to if you're not a master's student, we have on Tuesday night we're going to have a big candle lighting ceremony. We're going to relight the Hanukkah candles. We'll have the Advent candles. We're going to have Kwanzaa candles that we're going to be lighting as well. And then we all get to sing and we light candles, and we're even thinking that we're going to take it out into the streets on Tuesday. So please join us at 7 p.m. Right, live, or you can watch us remotely as well.
And we have 5 principles with Dave Kuperberg.
That's right.
On Sundays, January 23rd through February 20th, and 1:30 to 3:30 p.m., Zoom and in person. So be sure to sign up for that. I know that's going to be an amazing course.
And I don't know if we have a slide for it. Nope, we don't. So I'm just gonna say, if you are newer to Unity and you're like, abundance, absolute abundance, what is that? Or even if you have taken some of the classes but you want to go back to basics, I will be teaching First Steps starting January 18th on Tuesday evenings, and it's going to be remote only because we're going to do it in conjunction with Unity in Marin. So all of our communities are going to get to come together. So we're going to have new people to interact with, new perspectives to be able to hear from. So that's a 6-week course on Tuesday nights, and it'll be on our website soon so that you can sign up for that. And affirmative prayer yoga.
Yes, with Rain O'Connor. Sundays and Tuesdays every week except for the 26th and the 28th. Please don't come.
Come back in the new year.
Come back, start your New Year's off with a great yoga.
And it will be today.
Yes, it will.
And as always, our very own Reverend Elizabeth is going to be doing her sound meditations in the sanctuary before service. You can join me for Peace in the Midst every weekday at noon. It's on Facebook, and it's also available through Zoom. So you can join in person or you can watch it on Facebook. So please do join us. And I'm going to invite Reverend Ken to come on up here because it is time for Blessing of the Children.
Yeah, so we've been doing this for years now. And if you're new to Unity, Unity is all about affirmations. We do affirmations all over it. But we believe that as we hold in our consciousness, in our mind, what we create, right? So we started blessing the children in this community before we had any children in this community, right?
And we now have children in this community.
We have now lots of different children in our community, grandchildren and children, and it's been part of our journey. But also we started doing it because we realized that most of us, very few people actually, grew up with the Unity teachings in their lives. We all have come to Unity from different places, and that we need our inner child, our human inner child, needs to hear this affirmation. So the affirmation goes like this: you are God's perfect expression of divine life. We see you and we love you exactly the way you are. Well, as a parent, I can tell you that's a really thing to hold all the time.
I can tell you as someone with no kids, for myself, that can be really challenging to hold sometimes.
But to hold that and to understand that a momentary behavior does not define any of us. A mistake, an errant word does not become a lifetime definition of who we are.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? So we say this affirmation to ourselves, to our own inner child, and to the children of the world. You are
God's perfect expression of divine life. We see you and we love you exactly the way you are. And so it is.
Man.
So thank you to everybody that made this service possible. Can we give it up for the band? And our fabulous Sounds of Unity Choir. Yes. Our very own Nisa Malone and Cleo as our soloists. Can we give it up for Shantaria as the platform assistant?
Thank you to everybody who makes this possible. Our ushers and greeters were freezing this morning down in the lobby. Thank you for doing it. Hospitality is downstairs right now making food for us all, so please say thank you to them. And we don't have our staff member for the next 2 weeks. They're celebrating with their family. So really thank the hospitality crew because they're working double hard today. So thank them for doing that. And our prayer chaplains.
Who are available for prayer after service.
Right here in the room, and if you need us, let us know. You can always send in a prayer request online. Let us know how we can support you in prayer.
So we have an affirmation that we would like everyone to say. Shantaria?
Yes, I'll say it, and then I invite you to repeat it with me. I lovingly create a world of safety, equity, and equality. I lovingly create a world of safety, equity, and equality.
And so it is. Now, Deanne has some words to tell you about our closing song. About the words of our closing song.
I do. So you may think you know the song. Please follow the guide lyrics that are on the screen, because we're tricky here at Unity San Francisco.
Okay. And I invite everyone to stand at home and here in the room, stand and make a joyful noise with us as we sing with we close with Joy to the World.
Sing, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and heaven
Happy holidays.
See us on Tuesday night for some more carols and singing.